Thank you for tuning in. Thanks for being part of our program. Here we are together again on the radio in New York City, enjoying ourselves, having a good time. It's all good. Except we have to be around the insufferable New Yorkers. Other than that, it's all good. And I'm enjoying it. And I hope you are too. For God's sake, back in Los Angeles on Wednesday. Back in the studio. Back doing what it is I do. Appreciate your patronage here. You know, it's strange doing the show in New York because in order to do the show, which runs anywhere from 3 until 8 p.m., on the West Coast, I have to do the show beginning at 6 p.m. in the dark here in New York City. And that's just a different vibe. Doing the show because, you know, when you do a radio show, you try to picture the people listening to the show. You try to picture how their day is going. I'm picturing people in Los Angeles on the freeway heading home. I'm picturing people in Dallas who get out of work a little late or they're on the way out because of the time the show runs in Dallas. But nowhere does it run later than on the East Coast. We have listeners, for example, in West Palm Beach, Fort Lauderdale, Miami. They are listening right now, and it's dark out. And it's just a weird experience to sit here doing the show. I know it's dark, and yet back in L.A., everybody's in their car. Everybody is driving. And just the whole thing about being on public transportation, walking down the street, it's a very weird feeling. You know, I'm used to driving to work. 13-minute drive, door to door. I go from my front door to the front door of my studio. So simple. And here, it's such a pain in the butt. It's just a pain in the butt. Everything here is a pain in the butt. Here you wait in line for absolutely everything. Whether it be paying tolls or getting hot wings on Super Bowl Sunday. The bank at lunchtime, the line goes out the door. Stuff in L.A. we would never tolerate. Never tolerate. So when I'm here, it's just a weird vibe because I'm doing the show. And I know that so many of our listeners live out west. And yet I'm here with Vinny and Sal and Guido, Vito. They're all here. It's very strange. Anyway, good to be here, enjoying myself and enjoying... And by the way, being here with my brother and my nephew and my sister-in-law has been fantastic, and I've really enjoyed it. But this is how I maintain my sanity. It's by walking into this room and talking to everybody who listens to the show. You may find that strange, but this is how I do it. Coming in here is a very important part of my time. I need this. God damn it, I need it. Well, I can't believe it's still in business. But, of all things, Mrs. Magazine, MS period, which is not even a word, has this story about the president's economic stimulus package. Don't worry, this is not a big political show, but this release from Ms. Magazine. Amid concerns over the declining job market, the collapse of the housing market, the subprime mortgage crisis, and the looming recession, The House of Representatives passed a $146 billion economic stimulus package last week. However, women's groups like the National Women's Law Center have urged congressional leaders to look closely at the disproportionate effect the current economic situation has on women. According to Department of Labor statistics, men are slightly more likely to receive unemployment benefits than women. You know why that is? Men are more likely to have a goddamn job. How can you get unemployment benefits when you don't have a job to lose? The explanation from Ms. goes like this. The regulations governing unemployment eligibility were written when the labor market was dominated by men. Fewer women qualify for unemployment, making extending the criteria for such aid an important avenue for stimulating the economy. Here's, of course, the three names. Nancy Duff Campbell, co-president of the National Women's Law Center, said so many people are feeling the pinch of this economic slowdown, but because of their particular vulnerabilities, women are being hit especially hard. It says here the bill will move to the Senate this week, where Senate Democrats are expected to try to add aid for senior citizens, disabled veterans, and home heating bill assistance, as well as other changes with amendments, including an extension of unemployment benefits and additional food stamp funding, according to something called Women's E-News. Well, I'm curious. Is it true that women are more affected by the recession than the rest of us? Is it true that the economic problems, you know, inflation, stagflation, rising unemployment, is it true that these have a disproportionate effect on women? I mean, come on. It affects everybody who works, everybody on the fringes. Why would women be more affected by this than others? Why would anybody buy into this feminist claptrap? And why should women get more benefits because they're women? I mean, can anybody, and I mean anybody within the sound of my voice, please explain this?
Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-TOM. 1-800-5800-866.
I just started listening to you yesterday, man.
What is the most important thing that you've learned here so far?
That I ain't got to take no girl out to dinner to get some.
It's the Tom Leykis Show.
It's the Tom Leykis Show at 1-800-5800-TOM. That's our telephone number. Okay. Ms. Magazine and something called the National Women's Law Center are claiming that women are more affected by the lousy economic conditions out there than men are. And therefore, women need more economic stimulus. I mean, come on. Is that true? Bobby on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hey, Tom. How you doing?
I'm okay.
Okay, all right. Well, good game yesterday. Get on down to business. I kind of agree with what they're saying in Newsweek because at this point in our recession, the majority of the jobs lost are going to be mortgage and real estate and things like this. And more women have those jobs because it's like a second job that they can do on the weekends as their husband's working a full-time job. So at this point in the recession, they're probably a little bit more affected, but as it gets deeper and deeper, it's going to be affecting everybody equally. So
I don't see why it would affect women more.
They have more of those jobs, and those jobs are getting hit first. There's, interest rates are higher, nobody's buying houses. That's the industry that's being hit first.
But why women?
There's more of the women in that industry. More women have those jobs than men. So
they don't say that anywhere. They don't say that anywhere in this press release.
I don't agree with the press release, but I'm saying at this point in our recession, it could be statistically accurate.
I don't think that women need more economic stimulus than men. That's ridiculous.
Oh, not one bit. Not at all. Everybody's being affected bad. They're just, first to go. I mean, it's only going to get worse for everybody. So
that is plain old-fashioned sexism. That's what it is.
Yeah, and how can you say because you're a woman you're going to get a bigger tax cut or, some sort of bonus for having a vagina, honestly?
It's already done. I mean, women get all kinds of benefits for being women.
Yeah. It's
outrageous.
I completely don't agree that in the long run, by the end of the year, it'll be affecting everybody equally as things trickle down into every other industry. But at this point, a little bit more women.
Bobby, I agree with you. I thank you for the call. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. This is Rosanna on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm great.
Awesome. Pretty much, I've never called into the show before, but I've heard what you said, and I completely agree that there's a lot of women that take far too much advantage of just the fact that they're women. And I don't agree with that whatsoever. This magazine article specifically, I don't know what kind of facts or hard facts that they use.
It's not a magazine article. It is a press release.
Oh, a press release, sorry.
Yes.
Well, what facts exactly did they state to back that up? Like, what specific examples?
All they say, very vague. They say the regulations governing unemployment eligibility were written when the labor market was dominated by men. Fewer women qualify for unemployment, making extending the criteria for such aid an important avenue for stimulating the economy. Now, let me just say this. My guess is they're saying that the women who work a few hours a week deserve to get unemployment just like people who work full-time.
Right. That just seems ridiculous to me. If they can't back up their argument with hard facts that actually make sense, then I don't see how they can really make a statement like that. I think that they're probably just trying to use anything just because they're feminists, and I think it's affecting the men just as much, even if it's like what that guy Bobby said about how there's more women in real estate. I see a lot of men in real estate as well, and I see it hurting everybody. So I don't really see how that could work. Not all statistics are true, but I don't really see more women.
There aren't even any statistics in this article. There aren't even any.
Yeah, see, that just seems like another just pretty much just another feminist attack on men. So I really don't agree with that if they can't back it up with anything.
Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Appreciate the call, Rosanna. Yes.
Yeah. I just wanted to say that there's been a lot of things that you've said that I completely agree with in the past. There was one that really stuck in my mind about women always assuming when you go out to dinner that they're going to be paid for, and that if the bill goes past a certain amount, that the men should just leave. I don't know if you remember that, but I remember hearing something like that, and I just thought that was hilarious, because I've known a lot of girls throughout high school and college that they always thought, oh, well, this guy's going to pay for me. I'll just order whatever I want. He's the guy. He should pay. And I think that if they want to be empowered, that they shouldn't be just depending on somebody else like that or taking advantage of the fact that they're women.
But that's what they do.
They do, and I completely disagree with it. My boyfriend and I split everything. If we want to buy each other something, then that's great, but never assume just because I'm the girl and just because I have a vagina that he's going to pay for everything.
Many women do. I would say that's the way this country operates.
They do, but I think that there should be more men that should put their foot down and know that if a girl really likes them and wants to sleep with them, she's not going to need dinner to do that. So
well, that's what I always say, but a vagina is just a big collection plate.
It is. So I guess it really just depends on how you use it, and I think that, men should put their foot down more often, and women should not be money or gold diggers, I should say. So
I agree with that.
Nice.
Thank you, Rosanna.
Thanks. Thanks for letting me on.
I appreciate the call. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. Elmer on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hey, Tom, how you doing?
I'm doing okay.
Tom, I totally agree with you on this one. And as far as the caller a couple of calls ago talking about that women work in real estate because it gives them something to do on the weekends, they made a choice to do that. That has nothing to do with getting more benefits because it's overloaded with women in there. I mean, come on. If the now gang and all of that feel like it's equality, well, you should be able to work where you want to work. It shouldn't matter. It shouldn't matter where you work to say that, okay, they're just doing something on the weekends and a lot of them work in real estate so they should get something extra. That's all hooey. I'm not buying that. If you want a skill that can make it in this recession, whether you're a man or a woman, then pick the skill. But don't try to say that, oh, it's an overload with women in this particular thing, and because a lot of them are going to get laid off, they need some money out of their stimulus. They made a choice to be part of the overloaded career that they're in where there's a lot of them present. They just made a choice.
Yeah, you're right.
They just made a choice. Just like everyone.
They could choose to be in the same kind of jobs that men are. Dangerous jobs, unrewarding jobs, jobs where you don't serve children, jobs that are not paid for by government subsidies, like teaching and being a librarian, the kind of jobs that women love.
Exactly. We go out here, men go out here and break their necks every day working. Every day. They don't complain about what they got to do every day. They know what they have to do because the economy, if you think about it, it's really designed for men to work. It's designed for us to work. It's designed for us to get educations and work in some of the most high salary positions there are out there. That's why we're in them, because the economy is really designed for us to work. You shouldn't have to make special allowances for one group because they work a different kind of way. No way. No. I'm not buying that one. It's an even playing field right now, Tom. Right now. They don't need any extra help in one particular group to survive on something because you need an extra handout. Oh, no. I get up. I go to work every day. I'm on my way to work right now because I'm a computer consultant. I have a client that I have to go to now that's in Long Beach. Well, I don't have a choice in not doing that, and I don't see the government giving me any check anytime soon. I got to get in my car and go there. So I'm not asking for anybody to give me anything, and I don't think any other group should get anything special because they're that group.
I agree with you.
Well, Tom, I'm in total agreement with you, buddy, and take me out with the bong grip.
Here you go. It's 1-800-5800-TOM. That's our telephone number. Yes, they're going to have a big economic stimulus package. They're going to send checks to millions and millions of Americans. Now feminists are arguing that women need more. Women need more. Do they need more? Ruben on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hey, what's up, Tom? This last guy's an idiot, man. I don't like people that talk too much. Just keep it simple. Yeah. They kind of make it seem like they need more, but they really don't. But the whole thing is that guys usually support women, and when times get rough, hey, we fend for ourselves, so the hell with them, man. You know what I mean? That's why they're feeling it. There's a lot of idiots out there who just spend money on women, so now they're feeling it because we're feeling it ourselves in our pockets. And this last caller, I hate people that piss me off, and I'm not a real, racist guy or anything, but black people usually try to say, yeah, you know, I get up and nobody gives me money and I go to work. It's like, why do you have to announce it all the time? Jesus Christ, so does everybody else in the world, man.
Good points.
But anyway, all right, any guy that goes 50-50 with a chick on a meal, like she said, he's a fool. She should be paying, man, no matter what. Just act like you forgot your wallet or something. You might end up banging her at the end of the night anyway. So just do it. I mean, she'll forgive you, you know. Just put on the charm, baby. It works for me. And I have a good idea for you guys. When you go to a bar or something or a dance club and people leave their beers on the side and a girl asks you to buy her a beer, just grab that beer and take it to her. Don't let her see you, though. And then if she asks you, hey, this beer's half drank, I'll be like, well, I took a sip. I'm buying it for you. Don't be so stingy. And she'll drink it anyway, and there's a free beer, baby.
Ruben, thank you for the call. It's Ron on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hey.
Hey.
Listen, I'm just trying to say there are a lot of old-fashioned guys out there that don't mind flipping the tab for his woman.
They're
I
fools.
think women should be treated. They should. I mean, hey, a beautiful woman is what it is. I mean,
what, a whore?
No, not a whore. Why
that's what you're saying. Why should a beautiful woman be given things? I don't understand.
Well, it goes beyond the scope of her beauty. When I say beauty, beautiful.
Why should any woman be given? Why should any woman be given anything?
You don't think they should be given anything?
No.
Why is that?
No, I'm asking you why they should be given stuff.
Bro, since the beginning of time, man's been spending his money on women.
There's a lot of things that were going on since the beginning of time. Slavery.
Right.
The women were not equal. There was no feminism. Black people were 3/5 human.
How did your treat your mother?
Has nothing to do with it. This is the 21st century. Women are equal. Women have jobs. They have equal opportunity to be president. They have equal opportunity to be doctors, lawyers. More women are going to college now than men. Why should men be paying for anything?
I mean, look, they should be. I'm not saying they should be put on a pedestal or anything like that.
Why should men pay for anything?
So if a guy, let me get this straight. If you pick up, let's say you go on a blind date and the woman's very, very nice, you're enjoying the company, would you want to go Dutch?
I would love to go Dutch if I couldn't get her to pay.
And you think she would, because, see, the problem with that is that for every man that wants her to pay or wants to go Dutch, there's 100 guys that are willing.
So she's a whore, and her services are available on the human form of eBay. She is up for the highest bidder.
If she's a whore, and I think
that makes her a whore. You've described a whore.
I think dinner is getting off cheap.
What do you mean, do you think dinner's getting off cheap? Why should men be buying stuff for women? I want you to tell me the reason.
Well, let's see. Personally, I don't mind. I wouldn't mind doing it.
I'm not saying that you would personally mind. I'm saying why men should do it.
It's just the nature of things.
No, it isn't.
I was brought up in, I don't know, maybe I'm living in a different world, but I
think you are living in a different world. Look around you. Women have money, women have jobs, women have educations. Why should men be paying anymore? This isn't the era when women were barefoot and pregnant. This isn't the era of Cinderella getting the glass slipper. More women are going to college than men.
Okay,
in New York, college-educated, in New York City, where I'm sitting right now, college-educated women are making more money than college-educated men when they get a new job.
Okay.
Why should men pay if women are making more?
Would you rather be married to a very beautiful woman? I'm talking like an 8
So what you're saying is very beautiful women are prostitutes. So very beautiful women, I just say it. Very beautiful women are prostitutes, right?
Beautiful women are prostitutes? No, I wouldn't say that.
Well, then why do we have to pay to be with them?
That's just the natural order of things, brother.
No, it is not the natural order of things. No, it isn't. That's not right. That is just ignorance talking. It is not the natural order of anything. You can't prove that's the natural order of anything.
What, that a beautiful woman, let's say, okay, so she's a gold digger, but what I'm saying is
she's a whore. She is a whore. Call a whore. She's a whore. She's a whore.
If I can afford it, and I'll keep that beautiful girl on my side.
So she's a whore.
Flip it rather than.
By the way, once a whore, always a whore. Because if she goes with you for your money and for what you get for her, when another guy comes along who has slightly more money, she'll go for him next. Just like any other whore.
Eventually, I think things settle down because what she gets from me, she isn't going to.
So once I buy her a lot of stuff, she'll settle down with me because I bought her stuff. You know what I'm saying? I bought her stuff, so eventually she settles down and falls in love with me after I buy her enough stuff.
So I feel you, man. know what? Listen, it makes sense. All I'm trying to say, though, is if that's what you need.
It doesn't make any goddamn sense at all.
Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-TOM. 1-800-5800-866.
You and I, men who want to be aroused, we need to see a freaking hot, freaking body in the corner.
It's the Tom Leykis Show.
It's the Tom Leykis Show at 1-800-5800-TOM. Coming to you from the confines of New York City. Returning to the cockpit in Los Angeles on Wednesday. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. Now, women's groups are saying that, well, yes, there's this big economic stimulus package coming and checks are being sent out to people because of the hard economic times right now. But women need more. Women need more than they're getting. Really? Mapuana, you're on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hi. Thank you for picking up my call.
Sure.
So I don't agree with the whole women should get more thing. I just have a disagreement with two of your callers. There was the racist one that was talking about how women should pay for the meal. I don't really understand how, if we're talking about equality, I don't think women should pay for the meal. Unless they want to. Like, I'll buy my boyfriend dinner once in a while. And then there was the other guy that was talking about how this system, this economic system is built for men to thrive and men to work. But at the same time disagreeing on the paying more for women. That sounds contradictory to me. I just got off.
I don't understand why women would deserve 5 cents more. Anybody who qualifies under the rules will get the stimulus checks, the unemployment checks. That's it.
That's it. That's it. Totally. And I do think women are prostitutes when they want guys to take them out and expect the check to be taken care of. Straight up. That's it. That's all I have to say.
Mapuana, thank you for the call. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. Alex on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hello, Tom. How are you?
I'm okay.
All right. My only point is women need more. It's like saying economic conditions affect them more. In a downturn, does it affect them more in the upturn? Should they have more taxes when things are well?
Good question.
I'm just curious. It's like saying the laws of gravity affect men and women differently, different groups of people differently.
Well, the laws of gravity do affect women differently. Just go to Portland, Oregon, and take a look around.
But it's all the same, everyone suffers. In the upturn, everybody prospers, And to play, trying to freeload off the bad times is just that. That's what they're trying to do is freeload.
Well, that's what this is all about.
Being women.
I don't see why women deserve anything men aren't getting.
Exactly. Absolutely. Right. My favorite trick at the time was, hey, take me shopping. Okay, no problem. I leave her at the register with everything. See ya.
Exactly. By the way, how many women are getting everything paid for? Their rent, their groceries, their Pilates classes. I mean, I'm so tired of this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll pay. I don't mind splurging for dinner now and then. I'm not going to do it every time, but once in a while I would. It's not because I'm expecting something. I don't have any expectations because of it. It's because I want to. That's all. She's been a good company, that's that. But, somebody who expects me to take them shopping and spend a few $100 in clothes and this and that, I'll leave you at the register. See ya.
Yeah, good luck paying for that stuff. Jenny on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm great.
I just wanted to agree with you about, the whole topic. I think it's stupid. I think that, women fought for so long to, gain, equality and stuff with men, and, now they're complaining that they're, not getting enough. That's silly. Work hard. Get off your ass. I think it's ridiculous. That's all. I just think it's silly.
I agree with you. And I thank you for the call. Adriana, you're on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hi. I agree with you in certain things and other things I don't. I think you've used the word whore too loosely. I don't think all women are like that.
I didn't... Wait. I never said all women are whores.
Well, you use it very loosely.
I can use... Well, whores are loose, so I'm using it loosely.
You use it it was just too much.
I use it when it's appropriate.
Well, I just think it was just a little inappropriate when you were talking to your other caller and just everything that he just...
I'm going to do it again.
But my point was that, I do kind of agree that women shouldn't get everything to them, but at the same token, you don't have babies. You're not pregnant for 9 months. You don't go through the...
So what?
Of having
what does that have to do with anything?
When we go to work, we have to take time
The
off.
father of the child should pay for that, but not me. The father of the child should pay for it, not me.
You're talking about women working. And when we work, we have to take time off, no matter what.
Well, that's not my problem. You don't have to get pregnant. You don't have to have babies. If you can't afford it, don't do it. If you can't afford to have babies, don't be having them. If you can't afford to have babies, don't be having them.
Excuse me, you can't afford...
It's not my job to pay for your babies. If you can't afford to have babies, or if you insist on having babies with losers who can't afford to pay child support, don't be having any goddamn babies. Stop having them. So why should we pay for you to have babies?
Well, I'm not asking you to pay for me to have a baby.
That's what this show is about. That is what this show is about today. That is what we are talking about here. That is what the feminists are asking for. They are asking for more help during the economic crisis because they're women. And the fact is that women don't deserve 1 penny extra than men do. Not 1 penny.
But see, you're missing the point. There's something more that we do that you don't do.
I don't really care.
We can go to work and we can...
Nobody forces you to do it.
That you're not...
Nobody puts a gun to your head and says, have babies. Nobody.
And nobody's putting...
If you can't afford to do it, you shouldn't be doing it.
I'm not... You're missing that point. I'm not saying...
No, I'm not.
I'm not affording it.
You do not deserve 1 extra penny because you can't work because you decide you want to have a baby. You know what? We have 11 different forms of birth control. If you can't afford to be having a baby, then don't be having one.
Nobody's saying that. I'm just...
So why should we give you anything?
You can't do it. That I have to take the time off whether I can afford it or not.
No, you don't have to. You don't have to have a baby. You don't have to. You do not have to have a baby.
How do you procreate after that?
You don't have to.
But that's the point. You just don't...
You don't have to do it.
There's a big difference between men and women. And yes, women do have to have a little bit more than men do. Unfortunately.
That's not true. And as a man, I refuse to pay it.
Okay, these men have to pay it. So one way or another, men have to pay it.
Fine. Let the man who knocked you up. Let the man who knocked you up. Let the man who got into your bed. Let him pay.
No matter how you look at it.
Let him pay.
Well,
I don't want to pay. I already pay enough in taxes. I don't want to pay because you're a whore and you get into bed with guys and then you expect money in return for getting into bed and getting knocked up.
Men still have to pay.
We're not talking about men still have to pay. You're just being emotional. You're just being a typical woman. We are talking about the difference between a man paying through his taxes or a man paying because he is the father of the child. These are 2 completely different areas. Do you understand? I guess not. Jesus. 1-800-5800-TOM. is our telephone number. Matt on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
How's it going today, Tom?
Great.
Good to hear. Okay, I totally diss what you're saying, but as men, that whole old-fashioned men paying, it's hardwired as of kids, And I totally agree with what you're saying.
It's on the radio.
Yeah, okay, sorry. Apologize.
We're on the air.
Apologize.
All right. Well, you don't get into it with them. All you do is just don't fall for their crap. Don't be saying, can I buy you a drink? Just don't say it.
As you say, what do you have? And they're going to have that assumption you're buying.
Why would you say that?
Yeah.
Who cares what they're having?
Exactly.
Don't even ask.
Exactly. Doing a good job, Tom.
Thank you for that.
Thanks for having me.
Appreciate the call. Tabby on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hello. Hi. You think women are so dumb. We're not, because we get you guys, you foolish men, to pay for our drinks, and you're right. They get to pay for everything that we want, so we're not that dumb.
I never said you were dumb. I'm saying the men are dumb for paying, and believe me, I agree with you that men are dumb for paying, and I'm not one of them.
Okay, then that's good. That's all I wanted to say, because men are dumb, and I guess that's why they listen to your show, because it's too funny. You guys do pay for everything. And even if we smart women, we can afford to pay for whatever, we're so smart that we get you.
Women are the cheapest creatures on earth and the laziest.
And I agree. We are so cheap, but that's what we are. We're cheap, and we get foolish guys to pay for our drinks and to pay for dinner, and you guys are foolish enough to do it, so I guess you guys are the dumber race. That's all I wanted to say.
Well, thank you so much for that, Tabby. I hope the guys were listening. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. Let's say hello here to Mario. Mario, you're on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hey, Tom, how you doing, bud?
Good.
Listen, that last caller, I've just started listening to your show, and I got to be honest with you, you make some very valid points. And honestly, what this last caller just said, that's kind of like an eye-opening. Your show, to me, is kind of like an eye-opener to what some of these women's schemes are, as far as getting us men to cuff up a couple bucks when we go out to the bar or a club or whatever the case may be. I do agree with you totally. This is the 21st century. Bottom line, they wanted equality. Well, they got it. So if you want equality, then you're going to get everybody is going to get what they're going to get, and it doesn't matter whether you have a vagina or a penis. It makes no difference.
I think you're right about that.
This is, like I said, my first time calling to a radio show, and I got to say, I love your show. Keep up the good work. And to all the other guys out there, whether you're old-fashioned or new-fashioned, wake up, seriously, because, Tom, you're doing a hell of a job, man. Thanks for the show.
Thank you for the call, Mario. I appreciate the call. It's 1-800-5800-TOM. Stan on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello, Stan.
Tom?
Yes?
Oh, it's Dan, not Stan.
Oh, well, it says Stan on the screen, and I read what it said.
Oh, sorry, man. All right, so, yeah, the thing that makes these guys do all these crazy things, and I saw this actually on a nature show, is that there's like this surge of testosterone that they get between adolescent and adulthood. And that's what causes them to do all these stupid things to try and get girls to bang them. Because it's all about, just like a regular nature show, we're just trying to prolong the human race and, get your seed out there. And so that's why the hotter the girl, the more you want to bang her. Or the more money a guy has, the more she wants to bang you. It's always like that alpha male feeling thing. And it's a sad, sad truth. And that's probably why, when you get older, you kind of, don't give a crap about that stuff anymore. You just want to get laid.
That's pretty much where I've been my whole life.
Yeah, and it's awesome. But it's like the younger generations need to listen up. They need to learn that what's going on in your brain is not really what you want to be doing. It's what's making, it's what your bits are telling you to do. True. It's true. They were doing this thing on, like, elephants, saying that there's a gland that gives them this huge surge of testosterone, which is why you don't want to be around them when this thing sticks out of their head. And they showed this elephant going freaking crazy, just ripping stuff apart. And then they said, well, humans, between adolescent and adulthood, get a surge of testosterone.
Oh, my.
The Tom Leykis Show.